All right, it's great to see you guys. It means basketball season's back. Before we start, just want to thank you for all the coverage you guys do. Not just for our sport, but we follow you guys on social media. I think you do a great job of all our sports, especially our students. I think it's awesome, like the experience you get here, and take that into the real world. So we appreciate everything you guys do. Happy game one. Happy that you win game one. I think it was the first time under the bright lights when you play two exhibitions, or excuse me, two scrimmages. That's the one thing we don't play an exhibition. But I was really proud of these guys. I thought we stayed together. I thought we, give great credit to Del State. I've known Coach Waterman a long time. He was a high school coach in Delaware. Used to recruit there a lot. I think he runs an incredible program. I think what he's done in his time there, each year they get better and better. We knew that this was going to be a challenge. They play a lot of defense, similar to what we see versus Tulane. That was a big reason why we scheduled it, right? You're going to see some zone. We wanted to get a feel for that, the press. But a great credit to them. These guys, again, it's great when we just talked about this in the locker room. You have 11 new guys. We have some new staff going through this for the first time, but it's great to have a returner back. I thought he made a big step today. I thought he came in and played really well. And before we take any questions, I know we put out a statement right before the game. Look, I wish I could comment more. I know you guys have to ask your questions. I get it. I won't be able to answer anything. But I'll tell you, in the short time CJ's been here, he is a remarkable young man. Comes from an incredible family. I don't have any answers. He practices with us. He is a great teammate. He's doing great in the classroom, and we love having him part of the program. So I just want you guys to know that.
Questions for the student athletes?
Gavin, so does that first play get called, that kind of call, so is that like a pregame call? Is that something you see immediately, you get excited about?
Yeah, it was something Coach drew up. We ran through that play a lot of times in practice, so yeah, it was something we worked on and shoot around today.
Yeah, so you know it was coming right there?
I knew it was coming, yeah.
Level of, like, hey, this is...
Oh yeah, I was excited for sure.
Yeah, and obviously last 2 years at Rutgers and Nebraska, you come here, you have arguably your best game in your college career. What does that mean to you to have an offensive output like you did tonight?
I would just say just like doing it in practice every day. Like this is something that I knew that I could do just because we've been working since June as a team. So everything our team did today, like I've seen all of our guys do it since June, and so yeah.
Aiden, what got you guys finally? I mean, they were hanging around, then finally pull away. What allowed you guys to just put some space between you guys?
We just came together and was like, we just gotta calm down. First game jitters, everyone had them, so we just came together, calmed down, played our game, and that's what forced our run.
What do you mean by that? Just you guys feel like you're forcing things when you're saying calm down?
Yeah, I think we were just antsy. We were just throwing the ball, and just not making the right reads a little bit. But once we calm down, once we trust in each other, play our game, that's when we get in the flow of things. So.
Yeah, and we saw you hobble a little bit. Was your ankle okay?
Oh yeah, my ankle was okay. I was just cramping a little bit.
Aiden, you kind of talk about that first game jitters and kind of in that second half, feel like you got more comfortable. What you kind of see in the second half on that offensive side? You had 16 points on this one shot. What you see out there?
Man, I think I call it a flow state. It's like once I got the first game jitters out, it's just getting that flow state. So.
And for you, was there any pressure for yourself? And then you kind of talked about how you expect to kind of take more of a mantle scoring the ball. Coach Fisher's talked about it. Was there pressure for you to just kind of go out there and play a game?
Yeah, no, I definitely think I did have pressure, but that was over the summer. Because we talked about it over the summer. Me coming to a bigger role and him trusting in me. And I just worked with that over the summer and then preseason, and then now I'm comfortable with it. So.
Aiden, was there anything that you wanted to prove to yourself or show in this first game of the season?
No, I just wanted to win.
Anything else for the student athletes?
Aiden, do you gotta figure out when you gotta sort of, put a lot of shots together at one time versus when you're in a distributor role already? You gotta figure that out through the course of the game.
Yeah, I think that's something I'm gonna learn over time. Because I'm so getting accustomed to being like a leader and stuff like that. But I think it'll come, and I think I'm gonna figure it out. So.
And then, what would you take away from your performance this game and how your team did?
I think we played great. After the jitters and once we got in flow state, it was good. So.
Who did you
important Mason tonight? I mean, there are a few guys on the team that can handle the ball, but having him there.
I think he's like the heart of our team, you know, because he's so important, because he's like really the main guy that brings the ball every single time. And you know, he gets tired. He asked me like, yo, if I get tired, can you bring it up? And I was like, yeah, but he never asked me, so he just kept bringing it up, and you know, he really controls it up there. He's really a general. So Magic Mace, yeah, Magic Mace.
Gavin, when did Coach let you know that you were going to be starting, and what that role might be? Kind of been waiting in the wings for a year here to get into this much action again.
We had a couple scrimmages before this game, so I was starting in those scrimmages. So that's when I found out.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job. Hydrate.
Oh,
Thank you, Coach. See you.
Questions for Coach?
What you kind of see from your team's defense today? You kind of talked about throughout the offseason. That's one thing you guys wanted to like improve on. You went to the court to kind of do that. You had 16 turnovers. What you takeaways? What you kind of see on defense today?
I thought we struggled a little bit in some ball screen coverages. They ran Spain action, right? It's a ball screen with a big and then a back screen with a guard, and we had gone over it, and we were too worried about getting back to the big and worried about giving up a roll and a dunk, but we were letting the guard turn the corner. I think 38 points is too much for second half. I wish we would have held that number a little bit lower. But in the first half, again, give them credit. They hit some tough shots. They scored 27, but I thought we took some steps. I thought, when you play defense in the second half, right, you're further away from the bench. So we talk about that all the time. You guys got to communicate more in the second half. So we'll keep focusing on that and clean up some of the ball screen coverage.
And is July felt okay? Is he just not figure into a game like this with the matchup, or?
Yeah, look, he had missed a lot of time. He's a great young man. He provides a lot of stuff for us. He missed a couple days of practice recently just to make sure he's good to go. He's a guy that we're excited for. I think he's going to bring a lot to the table. Just the way the flow was going today, and I thought Baba did a nice job. Yubi did a nice job, so we went with that group.
When the portal closed last year, you put out a tweet talking about how important it is to celebrate the guys that come back. So when Aiden plays the way that he did tonight, and Baba plays the way that he did tonight, for your staff, how gratifying is that to see them trust your guys' vision for them?
Yeah, it's fantastic, right? I think my first ever meeting with Arthur, we talked about retaining guys, right? That's a huge thing for us, and celebrating those guys, right? We have a poster. The 4 returners are on the poster for a reason, right? I'm not saying they're our 4 best players, but they're back here. They wanted to be at Temple, so all that stuff matters. And I thought when you have 2 guys that have been through it, that started in our league and been with us, they know what to expect. And you just see it was a calming presence. I think the last 3 minutes, Baba goes out in front of our bench. He's cramping a little bit, right? First time we played in a while. And then that steady hand to end the game, like, hey, here we go. We know what we're doing. And I think that settled us down. So it's huge to retain guys. It's huge.
Coach, with 12 new transfers on the team, a lot of people might question the amount of time it may take to build that much chemistry. What have you seen among these group of men that make you excited for how they're going to come together as a team this season?
First of all, who's the 12th? You got a new guy? No, if you have a new guy, I'll take him. Let me know. I love it. It takes time, right? It does. It takes time that you've got to build, and we spent a lot of time this offseason. Right? We bring in a lot of guest speakers. We've gone to the Phillies game in a suite. We've gone down the Jersey Shore and hung out. You do all those things. I talked about this a little bit. Our guys started going to dinner by themselves and sending me pictures. Hey, I had no idea. It was the 4th one. I joked about it. I think they wanted me to come to the last one because they wanted me to pay, but compliance issues. So, but I think it just takes time. You got to play together, and you got to, when you think about practice, you go up against each other a lot. So there's some guys that don't play as much with other guys. Then you move some guys over. Then there's some injuries. So I think it's just going to take some time, and it's going to help. I got to figure it out. What's our best lineups? What are some good things to do? So I think we'll see it as we keep progressing through the season.
And would you at least be able to say when you found out about CJ, and if you get him back, what kind of a loss is this for you guys?
Yeah, CJ thing's been ongoing, right? It's something that we've known about for a little bit. We've try to figure out some things, and just, you know, you're just in waiting. It is a big loss. He's a super talented player. I mean, averaged 15 and a half a game. We were hoping he'd have a big role, and we're still hopeful of it, right? And right now, his role is to be the best scout team player in the country, and he is. He got us better. And, you know, for right now, that's what it is. But hopefully we can get him back, and he can join our group, and we keep taking the right steps.
Hugo was like a 5 today. Maybe that's not where he is going to be for good, but is that like, is he going to help you there?
Yeah, we've liked him in that spot. You know, he's shown us some things in ball screen defense. His ability to move his feet was really good. Obviously, when you see some size, right, like they went inside a couple times and kind of jump hooks over him. But he's kind of like Aiden was last year, but a little bit earlier. Like, he's earned it in practice. You know, this summer, you know, if you had told me he'd probably play 14 minutes game 1 after the first week, I probably would have told you you're crazy. But he's earned it, and that's what we tell all our guys. Everything's earned in our program. We don't promise anything in recruiting. It's the opportunity. That's what we promise you, the opportunity.
After all of those injuries that Gavin had to suffer with these last 2 years of his college career, how happy were you to see him having a great game today?
Yeah, I'm so happy for him, happy for his family. You know, we recruited him at Penn State when I was there. Mike Fairley did a great job as a primary recruiter. Coach Shrews and I met with his family back then, so you had some relationship. But I'm happy for all these guys. Like, I told this team right before tip, like, I love this team. I enjoy coming to work every day. These guys want to get better. They just want to win. Like, there's a common interest, and that's been enjoyable. And they're really coachable. Like, you can try to talk to these guys. You show them film, and we want to hear the dialogue. They'll tell me at halftime, hey, coach, this is working, this wasn't. So I think when you get a little bit older, you can do those conversations.
What's your view of what Jordan Mason gave tonight?
Thought he was terrific, right? I think, you know, 10 and 6. I thought he guarded really well. He's a leader out there. He's 81%. He shot 50%, 1 for 2 from the foul line. So I got on him in the locker room about that. But he's a true point guard. I think he gets guys easy looks, and I think everybody likes playing with him on the team. Whenever you're that guy that everybody likes playing with, it kind of, you know, able to do some more stuff with.
Adam, you talked about, you know, the variety of guards you had leading up to the season. How do you think you managed just distributing minutes and just kind of managing different lines of the game?
Yeah, you know, I just told the team, right? There's a couple guys that probably thought they were going to get in. I probably thought they were going to get in, right? And it's a long season, and you got to stay ready. And I still believe our depth it was on the board today. 15 beats 5. And if we can have 15 guys on the same page and enjoy the team result, we're going to get to where we want to get to. And that's got to stay the same. Now it's hard, right? Some guys don't play today, and you know, you build them up tomorrow. You go watch film with them and show them, and then those guys that didn't play might be the ones you need versus LaSalle, right? So I really like our depth. I think it's really good. I was glad we could get Cam Wallace in the game because he's had terrific practices for the last week. I know it was a short time, but he's played really well.
I knew Ryan was the first player off the bench. What did you kind of see in him? What influenced that decision?
You know, one, I thought, you know, Baba played really hard. I thought he needed a breather. I think it was right near the media. You know, I've tried to do that. I think it was like 16:07, something like that. And it kind of predetermined that he was going to be the first big that we were going to go with off the bench. Again, because of his rebounding, the way he was able to handle ball screens, and his speed on the perimeter.
Coach, speaking of rebounding, the way you guys got offensive rebounds and second chance points, is that something you kind of preach before the game, or did the players just change the game?
Yeah, you know, we talk about it all the time. Great question, right? Defend and rebound. We got to continue that. It wasn't where I wanted it to be last year, right? We tried to outscore you. So we're trying to really work a ton this offseason. Like, hey, we got to guard better. And how does your offense get better? It's through your defense, right? The more stops, and we create 16 turnovers tonight, the more we can get out in transition. I think we're a really good transition offensive team. That'll help our scoring. But we've emphasized rebounding since day one. If you've been to practice, we sometimes throw anybody that's in the gym out there in our rebounding drill. I think some people in the front row there's a video, if you want to see it, of them rebounding. I don't think these two are going to jump out there. I just want to be clear. I'm pointing at John and Sean when I say that.
Couple more questions, couple more.
Darian, you know, I thought he was physical downhill guy. Like, he showed a lot of finesse. Is that
Super. Yeah, I think he's super talented. You know, I think obviously he was Gatorade. I think Gatorade Player of the Year coming out of high school. Was really well coached. Obviously, coached now in South Florida. Brian does a great job. I think he just gets better and better, and I think we're letting him kind of be him, play a little bit on the ball, off the ball, give him some freedom. You know, I told him you can't worry about missing a shot, but he's super talented. He can knock down threes. He can post up too. We didn't really do a lot of that with him tonight, but he's got that ability.
You talked about Papa maybe like getting in a little bit better shape because he was just thrown right into things. Not that he didn't make some of those moves last year, but he looked a little quicker and decisive, quicker, get like some of those post moves. Does he look a little quicker and decisive on his
Yeah,
game?
you know, he does, and I think that's the step when you're a freshman and you don't come in this till August. It's a quick learning curve, and it's a great credit to him. He earned everything last year to play those minutes. But then when you get a whole summer here in strength and conditioning program, and you're working out with us for the 8 hours that we're allowed to get, I think all that helped him, and I think it's a great credit to him. I know he works with nutritionists, making sure he's eating the right things, and you know he really had a great off season.
You
Last
talked
question,
about
last
it
question.
for a while. Swish, obviously one of the better rebounders in college basketball last year. Rebounds a lot bigger than his size. What does having someone like him with guard skills do for you in your rotations night in and night out?
No, it's huge, right? He's the toughness guy. You know, we've kind of compared him a little bit to Josh Hart, right? Like you need that glue guy that can go do the little things, right? Temple tough, scrappy. Like he's that. And, you know, he does it in practice. He does it in the game. Sometimes I look down, I didn't even realize he had 5 rebounds. Right? He just does it. So I think when you have, again, we've talked about this a lot since I've been here. When you put together a team, it's a puzzle. And he's a huge puzzle piece, and that was one of the main things, his ability to rebound at his size. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week.